How do you feel about people that blame Suge Knight for Tupac death?
Suge ain't had nothing to do with it. You know what I mean? It's impossible. You know, the first of all, the car was riddled with bullets. You know what I mean? Suge got shot. The bullet hit him, skinned his head. It's not like the guy can say to the bullet, just skin his head and don't go inside of it. You know, the dude tried to murder Suge too. He, Gaddafi and them who said the dude was shooting. It wasn't, you know what I mean? Apparently, from what you can see, he tried to kill everybody in the car. The car was shot up. You know what I mean? Suge had nothing to do with it, man. From what I see and what I observed at that particular time, Suge loved Pac. You know what I mean? Despite what everything happened after Pac died or what people say, they had a strong relationship with each other. So Suge definitely didn't have anything to do with it.
How do you feel about people that say Suge Knight used Tupac as a shield?
Suge Knight used Pac as a shield. I don't think so, man. I don't think he used him as a shield. You gotta understand, people. This is all speculation that people hearing a story that Suge told Pac to get down. So people make up everything, bro. You know what I mean? I doubt it.
How do you feel about people that say Tupac was gonna lead Death Row?
I didn't see no sign that Pac was gonna lead Death Row. Not at all. Pac never told us, and he used to tell us. Of course, there's many things he wouldn't have told us because we was younger than him. But the one thing he did tell us is that he's starting Machiavelli. He came to us one day. He said, "Look, Suge want to sign y'all to Death Row, but I told him no, y'all not gonna sign to Death Row because y'all gonna be my first artist off of Machiavelli Records." So Pac was about to do Machiavelli Records, distributed by Death Row Records. He said it. I heard it out of his mouth.
Out of curiosity, man, did Tupac ever express to you any issues he had with Suge Knight not giving him his money?
Pac never spoke about money issues because he didn't want from anything. He didn't want for anything at Death Row. And also to clear things, like Pac was on Death Row, if I'm not mistaken, not even 1 year. The music industry is that you don't really start seeing your royalties until a year later. You know what I mean? So if All Eyes on Me dropped, I forgot what month, September or whatever, November. Pac died September 13th. He never lived long enough to go to receive any type of royalties because he wasn't on Death Row long enough. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he was on Death Row only for about 9 months. 10 months. You usually don't see your first check until about a year later. So all the money problems with Pac, Death Row and Pac moms, all of that stuff coming late. That came after Pac death. But when Pac was on Death Row, there was incidents where he had a Rolls Royce. He probably thought it was his, but all these things was in Suge's name. You know what I mean? But Pac wasn't saying he wasn't wanting for nothing, So he didn't question anything while he was alive. He wasn't around long enough.
So the rumor that Tupac called an audit on Death Row, you don't believe that, right?
Pac didn't call an audit on Death Row. I don't believe so. I don't think. Allahu Alam. God knows best. Allahu Alam means only God knows, But I would believe it's difficult to call an audit if you're only around for 9 months. If he did, this is probably business he was doing, without us knowing. From what I know, I didn't see him saying anything about Suge not giving me my money or Suge not doing nothing like that. You know what I mean?
The story about Tupac getting a letter from a woman and the woman telling Tupac his life was in danger and to leave Death Row. Tell me about that.
Yeah, Pac called us. He was at his house in Malibu, and he's like, "I got to read a letter to y'all." So he opened up this letter. We was all sitting down. He read the letter. The lady was like, "Your life is in danger. Get off of Death Row." He don't know who she was. She was a fan. And when he finished reading the letter, he looked at us and he was like, "What do you think?" You know what I mean? He's like, "What do y'all think of that letter?" And I was like, "We really, I don't think we really had anything to say, but like, wow." You know what I mean? Like, who is she? What do she mean? Your life is in danger. You have to hurry up and get off of Death Row. And that was it, really.
What's the story behind Tupac euthanasia chain?
When Pac got that euthanasia chain, he thought it was like something artistic where he was like, I think it's had wings, like, he said we wanted to have wings like an angel, but the face of the the creature was like a demon holding a gun. And he said this is pretty much what we go through. We have a side of us where we want to do good, you know what I mean, but we also have an evil side of us. So he was trying to portray that, that message through that Euthanasia chain. Euthanasia was the name of his production company, if I'm not mistaken. People now, they call it the angel of death. When Pot did it, he didn't call it the angel of death. He just said, I want an angel with a demon face or whatever, because he felt like that's what everybody was fighting, the good and bad of themselves. But, after they died, people started saying, oh, it's an angel of death. And nobody even know what the angel of death looked like to be saying, to say it's the angel of death.